Good morning, everybody. We're about to start. Please turn on your cameras and let's get ready for the attendance. All right, once again, we are about to start, so please turn on your camera so we can take the attendance. All right, let's begin. Iván Almeida, absent. Luis Andrade,
Present, teacher.
Luis Andrade, I'm asking for the camera, please.
Yes, teacher. Present.
Thank you. Wilson Arriaga,
Good morning, Mr. President.
good morning, thank you. Jorge Arroyo, absent. Cristina Carrasco,
Present.
thank you. Cristina, I'm having trouble with your microphone. I can't listen to you.
Present. Sí se me escucha, no sé.
Yes, that's what I told you. I can hear you, but very far away, and that's a problem. Daniel Delgado, Nicole de los Ríos, Cecilia Gaibor.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Cecilia. María Eugenia Jaya.
Present.
Thank you. Valeria Larrea. Valeria Larrea, absent. María de los Ángeles Espinosa.
Present.
Thank you, María de los Ángeles. Marcos Merchan.
Present.
Thank you, Marcos. Michelle Olaya.
Present.
Thank you. Andrea Sánchez.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning. Thank you. Julisa Silva.
Present.
Thank you. Jordan Suárez.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Johnny Tomala.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Johnny. Ronnie Tutiven. Absent. Adrián Villamar.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Adrián. Thank you. María Mercedes Villón. María Mercedes, absent. We go again. Iván Almeida.
Present.
Thank you. Jorge Arroyo. Jorge Arroyo is absent. Daniel Delgado. Nicole de los Ríos. Valeria Larrea. Ronnie Tutiven. María Mercedes Villón. All right. All right, everyone. Today we're starting this workbook, all right, based on the information that we learned on our previous class, which is about extraordinary schools for boys, all right? And that's the name of the chapter. And we are simply talking about school vocabulary. And we are considering this grammar based on the conditional, if you remember. So these are some things that we are going to practice today, all right? Before we continue with the next chapter, I'm going to need you to work on the vocabulary, the pronunciation, and the grammar about the conditional. So just as a reminder, we are going to work these activities. I am going to start with the first one, and you are going to do the second one on your own, right? So let's work this together. So complete the sentences with the correct word. So if you remember from a previous activity, we already did some of the vocabulary words. So, and you have the first letter of the word. So we just have to complete it. Let's see if you remember that vocabulary. Remember, there were differences between the UK, the United Kingdom, and the USA, United States. So we are going to check those differences. Number one, Adrian, please help me read.
Yes. A school for children age from about 2 to 5 is mm, well,
Mhm.
well,
From 2 to 5. So very little children. How do you call that? Starts with N. N-U.
mm, nursery school.
Aha, very nice. It's a nursery school. All right. Based on the same idea, if we go to the US and number 8, you can see that a school for children aged from about 2 to 6, which is more or less the same, is a K. Does anyone know this answer?
Kindergarten.
Aha, a kindergarten. All right. Let's continue. Number 2, Johnny.
Okay, a school for children's age from to 11 is a primary school.
It's a primary school. Very nice. Just like in Spanish. Primary school. All right. And Ivan Almeida. Read number 9, please.
A school for children aged from 6 to 9 is an elementary school.
Aha. In the US, they don't say primary school, they say elementary school. There you go. Thank you. Number 3, Wilson Arriaga.
A school for children aged from 11 to 18 is a secondary school.
A secondary school. Very good. All right. And Mr. Who is here? Jorge. Number 10.
Um, a school for children age from 9 to 13 is middle school.
It's a middle school. Right? All right. Thank you very much. Let's continue with number 4. Now I would like to hear some ladies. Cecilia, number 4.
The person in chair of a school is the director, pero in English
No, in the UK, they call it different.
is the mm, the oh,
How do you call this, Cecilia?
head.
Aha. Is the head
Is the head
the head what? Two words.
principal,
Not principal.
head teacher.
The head teacher. Uh-huh. In the UK, they call it head teacher. It's the principal or the director or the dean in the US. Head teacher in the UK. Thank you, Cecilia. Let's continue. Maria Eugenia, number 5.
Okay. 5. A school paid for by the government is a state school.
Uh-huh. It's a state school. Very good. Number 6, Andrea Sanchez.
A school that parents pay for is a private school.
Private.
Private school.
Careful with the pronunciation. It's a private school. All right. Thank you, Andrea. And Maria Mercedes. Number 7. Do we have Maria Mercedes? Sorry, it's not Maria Mercedes. Maria de Los Ángeles. Maria Mercedes was another student.
Number 7, right?
Yes.
Is a graduate.
Yeah, but read the whole sentence, please.
Okay, a person who has a degree from a university is a graduate.
Aha, it's a graduate. And we explained this last class, right? When you already have the degree, when you finish university, you call it graduate. So if you go to graduate school, it means that you are looking for or pursuing or going after a master's degree. All right, let's continue over here in the US. Number 11, Cristina.
A school for children, I get from 9 to,
No, 11.
perdón,
From 13.
a school for children, I go for
Aged.
high school.
Yes, it's a high school, but read everything, please. A school for children aged. And I want to hear the numbers.
A school for children, I go for 13, 18 is a high school.
Yes, it's a high school, Cristina, but please, I'm asking you to read this properly. Aged, no aged, aged.
Each
Aged from. All right,
from
let's continue. Marcos, number 12.
The class children are in is called a
Cuidado, no vas a
grade.
empezar al azar.
It's
¿Cuál
a
es el
grade.
12? ¿Cuál es el 13?
Very good.
Por favor.
All right, number 13. Let's continue reading, Julissa.
The school year is divided into 2 semesters.
Semesters, very good. Semesters. Was it semester? Thought it was periods. All right. And 14. Valeria Larrea.
The final year of a school is the 12th grade.
The final year of school is the 12th grade. 12th grade. All right. Thank you very much. The final year of a school is the 12th grade. Let's finish the attempt and let's see if this is correct. All right. There, oh, what happened? Oh, I'm sorry. I put 12, like the number 12, and it's 12, the duodecimo. It's the order. Never mind. So please, careful with the spelling. My bad. That was my mistake. The final year of a school is the 12th grade. 12th. All right. For the rest, everything is okay. So that's the first activity. And now I'm going to ask you to please work on the second activity on your own. All right. I know that the timer says 10 minutes, but you shouldn't take longer than 5. It's a very short activity. All right. Same idea. Same idea. You have the first letter of the word. You just have to complete the word. Let me know if you have any inconvenience.
Present, teacher.
All right, Daniel. Thank you. All right, we can check the answers. Let me see who finished. All right, you're still doing it. So guys, you're supposed to be working this together with me, but I just see a few students connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 20. And the rest? Cecilia, I don't see you working on the activity. Andrea Sanchez, you're not working on the activity. Ivan, I don't see you in the activity. Come on, guys. This was a short activity. What are you waiting for? All right, guys, it should be over now. Okay, let's check the answers. Let me work this out again. All right, number 1. Michelle.
Hey.
Okay. My friend was also the did um, my friend was ill, so she didn't um
Yeah, she didn't.
didn't um, I is letter T.
Yes, it's a T.
Take.
Take, that is correct. Very good. My friend
Yes.
was ill, so she didn't take the exam. All right. Thank you, Michelle. Number 2, Daniel Delgado.
Yes, teacher.
Number 2, please.
Behave.
All right, but read all the sentence, please.
Some of the girls in that class behave very badly.
Behave. Like this?
Yes, teacher.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Number
Thank
3.
you.
Let me try now with Jordan.
If you cheat in the exam, the teacher won't mark it.
The teacher won't mark it. If you cheat. What is cheat, Jordan?
Engañar.
Ajá, copiar, hacer trampa. That's cheat. All right, very good, Jordan. Thank you. Let me try now with Nicole. Number 4. Nicole de los Ríos, are you there? Jorge Arroyo.
Okay, yeah. A boy was excluded for stealing money from other pupils.
All right.
All right.
What's the word you
What's the
use?
word you use? Excluded. No. Expelled.
Excluded.
Expelled.
Expelled. That's the word.
Yeah.
A boy was expelled for stealing money from other pupils. What are pupils? Do you remember?
Like students.
Like students. Very good. Students from school, not from university. All right. Thank you. Number 5. Nicole, once again, are you there? Nicole de los Ríos. I don't think she hears me. Nicole, hello. Maria Eugenia, number 5.
Okay, your Excel is done very hard.
I can't hear you, Maria Eugenia.
Excuse me?
I can't hear you. Read again.
You fail,
Now I can hear you. You,
you,
yes,
you fail,
fail,
your Excel
exams.
exams is done work harder.
If you don't work harder. I don't know what happens with your microphone, but I can't hear the last part. Again,
Okay. You fail your exams is you don't work harder.
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 All right. Thank you, Maria Eugenia. Next, Marcos, number 6.
I've got my driving test tomorrow. I hope I passed.
Aha. I hope I pass. Thank you. Next, Cecilia.
I I have some exams next week, so I'm going to revise this weekend.
All right. Is it revise?
Yes, revise.
Okay. I would normally say review, but British English may have its differences. And number 8. Finally, let's try now with Adrián.
Yes, the pupils were punished by the teacher for being noisy in
They were
class.
punished.
Punished.
Punished by the teacher for being noisy in class. All right. Let's finish the attempt. Most of you finished, so you already have your results, right? Oh, what happened? I don't have results.
Teacher,
Yes,
I have a
Daniel.
question.
What's your question?
In the activity of the last Saturday,
Aha.
uh, uh, the the answer is correct, but me calificó así mal.
All right, Daniel. Once again, send me a message in the Zoom chat. Tell me which activity so I can check.
Good, teacher.
All right. All right, everybody. So now you have this vocabulary finished. Now let's work the grammar. We're going back to the pronunciation in a moment, but I want to insist on the grammar before we continue. All right. So remember, we have been using the time conditional, the first conditional or time clauses, depending on the situation. All right. And you must remember that the condition, any expression that holds a condition will have two parts, the consequence and the condition itself. And the condition usually starts with the word if, right? But there are some variations, some alternatives. So if you don't use the word if, maybe you can use the negative word unless or a time clause, because you know that there is no condition. This consequence will happen for sure. It's just a matter of time. That's what we explained last class. So now you are in charge of making the connection between the consequence and the condition, or the opposite, depending on what the exercise is asking you to do. So let's begin with number one. Let's work this together. Let me see if Nicole is ready. Nicole, can you hear me? Oh, Nicole is gone again. All right, Luis Andrade, you can continue. Number one.
Will's parents will be furious if he fails his exam again.
All right, that makes sense. So we're missing the condition, which is letter C. Let's drag letter C here. Let's write letter C. All right, Luis, thank you very much. Ivan Almeida, number two.
As soon as I get my driving license, I'm going to buy a car.
All right, very good. Now, which one is the condition, Ivan? The first or the second section?
The second. No,
Yes. What is it?
as soon as.
As soon as, very good. So this is a time expression. It's not a condition, but it follows the same format. Very good. Let's continue. Now, number three. Once again, Nicole, can you hear me? Nicole? We're having trouble with Nicole's audio. Johnny Tomala, continue, please. Number three.
Okay, I am sure will feel more relaxed. It's bef before the uh, after we go on holiday.
After we go on a holiday. Very good. Yes, so letter B. As you can see, this has the format of the condition, but it's not a condition because we know for sure that when we do this, which we will for sure in the future, we are going to feel more relaxed. Thank you, Johnny. Let's continue. Now, I would like to hear Mr. Jorge. Jorge Arroyo, are you here? No, Jorge's not here. What happened? All right, never mind. Let me try now with Maria de Los Angeles, number four.
You will have to go to a new school when your family moves house.
When your family moves house. Yes, totally true. Very good. Letter F. Thank you very much. Once again, this is a time clause. This is not a condition, but it follows the same format. Valeria Larrea, number five.
He won't pass his exams unless he revises more.
Unless this is a condition, right? Or is it a time clause?
Condition.
Yes, it's a condition, but it's a negative condition because we're using the word unless. If you wanted to use the word if, it will be written in negative, like if he doesn't revise more. But we are not using doesn't, we are using unless. So we don't use if anymore. And the rest of the sentence is positive. Number 6, Wilson Arriaga.
Number 6, Nina won't look for a job. Until her daughter starts school.
Aha, very good. Until her daughter starts school. Okay, so this is a time clause. Again, until. So it will happen in the future. It's not a condition, but it has the same format. Daniel Delgado, number 7.
Yeah, teacher. I'll buy the book. Mm, mm, uh, after we go on holiday.
After we go on holiday, we already put that answer in number 3. So that's
Okay,
answer.
teacher. Mm, mm, before the classes start.
Very nice. Once again, it's a time clause and we have a time word at the beginning and not the word if. Thank you. And finally, we have Miss Julissa. Number 8.
If I don't feel well, I will stay in bed.
I'll stay in bed. All right, very good. Now, this is a condition, right? It's obvious because you have the word if. All right, let's check these answers. There we go. Excellent job. Now you know the answers. You can perform this activity well. And finally, well, not finally, but we have 2 activities here. 2 grammar activities about the same thing. Let me open the activity so you can check. But this time you're working this on your own. Okay, so for this one, you won't take more than 5 minutes. So 5 minutes here, you simply have to put the time word. And over here, we have, this might take longer. So between the 2 activities, you should take around 15 minutes. All right? So just make sure that you're using the present simple or future correctly. If you need to use the word want, please copy and paste, right? Copy and paste because the apostrophe is an issue in the platform, all right? Apostrophes are not tildes. La tilde es inclinada. The apostrophe is straight, all right? If you don't know the symbol, simply copy and paste. That's the solution. All right, guys, I'm going to give you time to work on these 2 activities, and after 15 minutes, we check.
Mr. Number three, I think it already have the answer, right?
Oh, that is true. Yes, the person who wrote apparently missed this part.
Okay.
Let me see if I can change it. I can change it. But no problem. You already have the answer there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr.
Yes, any question?
Yes, in the exercise 3C, I put like I copy and paste the word want, and they put me in the wrong way.
Really?
Yes, I copy the same word that is in the question, like. So I don't know.
Is it number 7?
How number 7?
You said it's activity 3C. Which sentence?
Yes.
Number 7?
The 4, the 5, the 6.
Okay, so in number 4, the want is correct, but there was a second box and you wrote them separately. If
Are
you
not.
aren't,
But okay, but it's the same, but it's okay.
it's the same. I can make it valid.
Yes, and the 5 I put doesn't.
Same thing. Does not and doesn't. In number 7, I can't accept it because you repeated the word by.
In number 5, I put doesn't come, and they put me like it's incorrect.
Because there's no abbreviation.
But in the right way, it say doesn't come, and I put doesn't come. I put the same.
No, you put does not.
No, I put doesn't come.
No, seriously, I'm reading what you put. Let me show you. Can you see it? This is your answer. María de Los Ángeles.
No, I'm Valeria Larrea.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading
Yes.
another person. Okay, let me try again.
Okay. And I copy and paste the one that say in the.
Yes, I can see that.
I don't know why.
Maybe
And
there's an extra space. Maybe that's it.
I don't know, but I put all in the right way.
This is weird.
I only know that the 4 I put you are not, but aren't and you are not is the same. So.
Yeah, you got all right. Okay. Okay, corrections done.
Thank you, mister.
You're welcome.
Mr.
Yes.
I don't know about the 3C. I I I see on the results that maybe how to say I shouldn't to use apostrophe, right? Or I don't know because I put apostrophe, but all the sentence marked incorrect. So I don't know.
Yeah, something happened with that apostrophe in this exercise.
Yes, because for example, number 1, number 2, number 10 in the 3, I put apostrophe, but marked incorrect. So
All right. Don't worry, Wilson. I will check that later.
okay, okay.
All right, guys. So now that we have finished this part, I would like to leave some of these topics as a review for the next class, so we don't forget about this vocabulary and we can still practice some of these conditional forms. So based on that, we're going to stop working on 7A. So that means that we have finished 5 activities from this workbook. I'm going to write them down in WhatsApp. All right, let me change this. Okay, so far we have been working on 7A workbook. Vocabulary 1A, 1B, grammar 3A, 3B, and 3C. Okay, we're gonna leave reading and listening for another opportunity so we can continue practicing these topics. All right? So now we're going to move on to the next part, the next unit, which is the ideal home. So probably we are going to talk about houses and the parts of the house and this kind of things. All right? So let's check it out. Oh, and the grammar that we're going to work now is the second conditional. You know, the first conditional, has one particular thing, which is that if you put, if something happens, we have a specific consequence. But in the second conditional, it's like an imaginary situation. It won't happen, all right? But still, we express a similar idea. All right, we are going to talk about this in a moment. Right now, I would like you to work on a Flipgrid activity that we have to work some pronunciation so you can see some of the structures that we are going to use. All right, some of them might seem weird because they do not match, like the verb to be, if it were. Okay, but didn't we learn previously that it goes together with was? It was? Yes, but in second conditional, we have this exception. If it were, if I were, okay? So we use the word were to express the second conditional because it will never be, all right? But it's just an expression. So before we get to those rules, the grammar, and everything that we have in this topic, I would like you to work on the following Flipgrid activity. I already created it, all right? And it's a very simple activity. You just have to repeat. It's a pronunciation activity. It's in the Zoom chat. So please, I'm going to ask you to work on that right now. And then we are going to check your video so I can check your pronunciation and give you the feedback. All right, let's work on this activity right away.
Teacher,
Yes.
the flip activity is the same that the one we did in the past.
The one we did in the past. What do you mean?
O sea, que
You
nosotros
just
hicimos
have
también
to.
uno parecido.
Es parecido because it's a pronunciation activity. Pero no es el mismo, son otras frases.
Okay.
That's your question. All right, so please get to work on this Flipgrid activity. I'm gonna check this in, once again, 5 minutes. You shouldn't take longer than that because you just have to repeat. If you are doubting on the pronunciation, you can play the pronunciation here. All right, here you have play and you hear the pronunciation so you can repeat properly. Remember, the Flipgrid activities are graded. All right, go ahead. All right, guys, there should be enough time, but I only see that 3 students have uploaded the videos. Please, if you're uploading the video, do it a little bit faster so we can continue. All right, I am going to project these videos now and give you the feedback right away. By the way, Maria Mercedes, we were working on Flipgrid. I'm gonna take the attendance before we start. Remember now the attendance, it has to be taken every hour. So let's do it. Ivan Almeida. Luis Andrade. Okay. Wilson Arriaga.
Present, Mr.
Okay. Jorge Arroyo. Daniel Delgado. Nicole. Nicole, can you hear me? Cecilia.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. María Eugenia.
Present.
Thank you. Valeria Larrea.
Present.
Thank you. María de Los Ángeles. Marcos Merchan.
Present.
Thank you. Michelle.
Present.
Thank you. Andrea Sánchez.
Present, Mr.
Thank you. Julissa.
Present.
Thank you. Jordan.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Johnny.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Ronnie. Adrián.
Present. Present.
Thank you. Okay. And María Mercedes.
Teacher Andrade present.
All right.
Thank you, teacher.
If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't. If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay. This is Valeria Larrea.
Yes.
Valeria. We need to fix the pronunciation of these words. Could, would, and should. It's not cold, it's not would. All right? So repeat after me. Could, would, should.
Would, should.
Could, would, should.
Could, would, should.
Okay. Now, negative. Couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't.
Wouldn't, shouldn't.
All right. So, which was the mistake?
You'll leave home if you got a job.
Yes.
Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move
wouldn't.
out.
So the L is mute. Okay. The L is not pronounced in these three words. All right. Let's continue with this. Diarrea. Okay, next.
If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent. Could you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I couldn't move out. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I'd get home better with my parents if I didn't live at home. If I lived on my own, I could afford it, I couldn't move out.
Okay, Marcos, turn on your microphone, please.
Yes, mister.
Read number 3.
Even if I could afford it, I couldn't move out.
Okay, this is not couldn't. This word is wouldn't. W, wouldn't. Repeat.
I get confused, mister. Couldn't move out.
Wouldn't move out. All right, and I feel that you did the same mistake in number 2. I heard, could you leave? It's not could, it's woo, right? It's a W, very important.
Okay, mister.
All right, Marcos Merchan. All right, next.
If I live on my own, I will have to pay rent. Will you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If it were my flat, I will be happy to do the cleaning. I would get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
All right, Julissa, just a question. Why are you separating the words? You're supposed to read exactly as it is. And it says, if it were my flat, I'd be happy. No, I would. You know it means I would, but you don't pronounce would. It's I'd. There's an abbreviation. Read again number 4 and 5, please. Julissa?
Okay. Okay, 4 and 5, ¿verdad?
Yes, please.
If I were my flat,
If
I
it's not if I, it's
okay.
it.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
Yes.
I get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay, that's better. Thank you, Julissa. Julissa. Silva. Next.
If I live on my own, it
Oh, you're watching another screen. I'm sorry. This is the screen.
have to pay rent. If I live on my own, it have to pay rent. Will you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I would move up. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. It get on better with my parents if I did live at home.
Okay. Mr. Jordan, the negatives. You're not pronouncing any negative. The word is I wouldn't. I didn't. Okay, read number 3 and number 5 again.
Okay, even if could afford it, wouldn't move up. It get on better with my I uh, I get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay, that is better. Didn't. Okay, you have to pronounce the N and the T because it sounds positive if you don't. Jordan Suarez. Suarez. All right, let's continue.
If I live on my own, it has to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I will move out.
All right, guys.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. It gets on better.
I'm listening to myself. Let's try again.
If I live on my own, it has to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I will move out.
All right, guys.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. It gets on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Very difficult to understand the last part. Cecilia, do it again here.
Okay. Okay, teacher. Again, the video or
No, not the video. The reading. Do it here.
okay. And the number 4 and 5?
No, all of them.
Okay. If I live on my own,
Okay, that
I
was my first correction. Sorry for the interruption. If I lived, it's not live. Live is with F. If I live.
if I live on my own, I'd have to pay rent.
Yes.
Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I won't move out.
Okay, I already did this correction, Cecilia. I said could, would, should. No es cold, no es would. No se lee como se, no se pronuncia como se lee. Would. La L es muda, la O es muda. Would. Es como si fuese W-U-D. Would. Could. Lo
Would.
mismo. C-U-D. Could. Read number 3 again.
Even if I could
Yes.
afford it, I won't move out.
Okay, but would is positive. I no dice would, I dice wouldn't.
Wouldn't move out.
Okay, again, number 3.
Okay, even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Very good. Number 4.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
All right. Number 5.
It gets on
It's
better
not
with
it. I'd
I'd I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live live
live.
at live
Uh-huh.
at home.
All right. Thank you, Cecilia. Cecilia Gaibor. Next.
As I lived on my own, I had to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay, Adrian, I need you to do this again on the
Okay.
screen. So be careful with the last letter. The last letter is a B, is a T, it's not a C. Like what did I hear? Would you leave home if you got a job? It's not job, it's job. It's a B. So make sure you pronounce the last letter properly. Do again from 1 to 5.
Here? Oh, okay.
Yes, here in front of everyone.
Okay. Um, if I live on my own, I had to pay rent.
All
Would,
right.
okay.
Sorry. If I lived on my own,
I
¿Qué sigue? I'd
had to pay
Ajá.
rent.
I'd what?
I have
Right?
have
Have, because it's like an F sound. I'd
uh,
have to pay rent. Repeat number
oh,
1.
yeah, okay. If I live on my own, I have to pay rent.
Yes. Number 2.
Would would you leave home if you got a job?
If you
Job.
got, it's a T,
You
not
got
not gok. Got. It's a T.
got
Repeat
got.
again. Number 2.
Okay. Would you leave home if you got it's got
Got.
would you got would you leave home if you got a job
A job.
job
B.
job
Job.
job
Job.
job job
Otra vez.
job
Job.
job job
¿Cómo suena la B?
be,
¿Verdad? Son
be,
los dos labios juntos. Job.
job
Ajá.
job
That's the word. Again,
job.
Adrian, number 2.
Okay. Would you leave home if you got a job?
A job. Okay, number
Job.
3.
Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
I
Y
wouldn't, right?
I
Wouldn't.
wouldn't,
La L
wouldn't,
no se pronuncia. Again.
wouldn't. Okay. Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Ajá. Okay, number 4.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
Yes.
I I get I get on better with my parents is I didn't live at home.
At home.
At home.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian. Let's continue. Wait, Adrian, what's your last name? Villamar.
Villamar. Yes.
Okay. All right. Next.
If I live on my own, I have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay. Okay. Maya, number 3. Repeat number 3, María de los Ángeles.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh, sorry, I'm not projecting it.
Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Oh, that's different. That is correct.
Okay.
But in the video, you did something. What happened in the video? You said, even if I could afford it. You made a pause, and that pause is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, you haven't been my student, but in previous levels, we have already practiced with other students that the last letter from a word combines with the next letter. So it's not afford it. You don't make that break.
Right.
You make the connection. You say afford it.
Okay.
That's how you pronounce. That's not the word, but that's how you pronounce. Even if you could afford it. You see?
Yes.
Ahí no suena el quiebre. Esto para todos, para todos. Una explicación rapidita. Cuando usted está hablando en inglés, inglés tiene muchas palabras que terminan en consonantes. Entonces, usted hace una conexión para que la pronunciación sea más natural. Por ejemplo, cuando usted dice even if, ¿sí? No, mentalmente usted debería pensarlo como que no es la palabra even y luego if, sino que la N de even se conecta con la I de if. Entonces suena como even if. ¿Sí ve? Even if. Y cuando usted lo dice todo de corrido, suena muy natural. Vamos a ver lo siguiente. La palabra could, solo, ojo, esto solo funciona si es que la siguiente palabra empieza con una vocal. Could afford. ¿Ok? Si la palabra could termina con el sonido de D, usted simplemente dice could y luego la D se conecta con la A. Could afford. ¿Sí ve? Y luego afford termina también en D. Entonces esa D se conecta con la I. Afford it. ¿Ok? ¿Cómo suena todo? Even if I could afford it. ¿Sí ve? Están conectadas las últimas consonantes con la siguiente vocal. Even if I could afford it. Afford it. Okay, let's continue. Oh, by the way, remember, I told you, you could play the pronunciation so you could have no mistakes. I don't know if all of you did. Let me share this with you before we continue.
4.18. 1.
If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent.
2.
Would you leave home if you got a job?
3.
Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Okay, so we're just practicing number 3. Even if I could afford it. Listen to it again.
Job.
3. Even if I could afford it, I...
Yes? Even if I could afford it. The connection, consonant and the vowel. All right, let's finish listening to this and we go back to Flipgrid.
I wouldn't move out.
4.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
5.
I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
All right, that's it. Let's continue with the videos. Thank you, María de los Ángeles. Oh, ya lo he visto todo. I don't think so.
If I live on my own, I'd have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay, Jorge, open your microphone, please.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
number
so
three.
number three. No.
Number three doesn't have a natural pace, so try to do it a little bit natural, faster.
Okay, even if I could afford, I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Again.
Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Okay, but it's not afford it. It's not afford it. La D tiene que sonar. Even if I could afford it.
Yeah, even if I could afford it,
Uh-huh.
I won't move out.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, Jorge. Oh, no, wait, that's not it. Read number one, please, again.
If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent.
Okay, do it in a more natural pace, please. If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay the rent.
If I lived on my own, I have to pay rent.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Jorge. Arroyo. Jorge, Arroyo. Jorge, I see that you were missing another Flipgrid activity, the second activity. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's continue.
If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent. Next is, would you leave home if you got a job? The next, even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. The next is, if it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. And the next one is, I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home. Thank you.
All right, Luis, open your microphone and read number three.
Okay, teacher, give me a second. The number three.
Yes.
Okay. Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't move out.
Uh-huh. Even if I
could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Uh-huh. All right. Very good. Thank you, Luis. Let's continue.
Thank you.
If I live on my own, I have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If I were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
That was good. Thank you, Ivan. Ivan Almeida. Next.
If I live on my own, I would have to.
Johnny, I can't understand.
Maybe it's for the audio background of the meet.
Let me see.
If I live on my own, I would have to pay rent. Will you leave home if you got a job?
Do it here, Johnny.
I can go out of the meat because it's the song of the background.
I know. I know. Do it again here. Yeah, I'm projecting the sentences. Oh, se fue. Johnny? Oh, Johnny's gone. All right, never mind. Let's continue.
If I lived on my own, I would have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I would not move out. If it were my flat, I would be happy to do the cleaning. I would get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
All right. Who is this? Michelle. Michelle, why are you saying I would? The word is I'd. We know that the separation of this contraction is I would, but you're supposed to read as it is. So read again. Number 4 and 5, please.
Please project the sentence.
Yes.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
Yes, I'd
Yes.
be.
Okay. I get on the better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
All right, that's better. So there's no need to eliminate the abbreviation. You can do it. I'd be, I'd get, I'd. No, I would. All
Okay.
right. Let's continue.
If I live on my own, I have to pay rent. If I live on my own, I have to pay rent. While you live the home is just got a job. If I live on my own, I did have to pay rent. Will you live home? I you got a job. Even if call after it, I will move out. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I did it on better with my parents if I didn't live at home. If lives on my own, I did have to.
Mario Eugenia, do it again here with me.
Repeat.
Do it with me here. Number 1. If I
Okay.
lived on my
If
own.
if I lived on my own, I have to pay rent.
But it's not have, it's just have. I'd
Okay.
have to pay
I
rent.
had to pay rent.
Again, if I lived on my own,
If
I'd
I
have
lived
to pay
on my
rent.
own, I had to pay rent.
Okay, number 2. Would you leave home if you got a job?
Would you leave the home if you got a job?
Okay, number 3. Even if I could afford it.
Even if I could afford it,
Afford it.
I wouldn't move out.
Wouldn't.
I wouldn't move
Move out.
out.
Okay. María Eugenia. Could, would, should.
Would.
Esas 3 palabras se leen como cold, would, should, pero la O y la L son mudas. Estos suenan could, would, should. No es wouldn't, es wouldn't. Okay, wouldn't. Wouldn't move out.
Wouldn't move out.
All right, number 4. If it were my flat.
If it were my flat.
If it were my flat.
If it were
Recording in progress.
I'd be happy.
I'd be happy
to do the cleaning.
to do the cleaning.
There you go. Number 5. I'd get on better.
I get on better.
Okay. I'd get on better.
I get on better.
I'd
I'd
get on better.
I'd get on better
With my parents.
with my parents
If I didn't live at home.
if I didn't live at home.
Okay. Do it all over again by yourself. Number 1.
If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent.
Yes, very
Would
good.
you live home if you got a job?
Yes, good job.
Even if I could afford.
No cool. La L es muda. Could.
Okay, could.
Ajá.
I afford in wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't move out.
Mon. I wouldn't move. No dice
I
mon.
wouldn't
¿Dónde está
move.
la N? I wouldn't move out.
I wouldn't move out.
Move out.
Move out.
Move.
Move out.
Ajá. Move out.
Move
Number 4.
out. Okay. Repeat.
Yes, repeat.
Okay. Even if could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
There you go. Number 4.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
Excellent. Number 5.
I get or head?
Ninguna.
Head.
Get.
Get. I had on better with my parents in
If I didn't.
If I didn't live at home.
No es live, es live.
Live at home.
Otra vez. Number 5.
Okay. I had to be there.
No es hit. Get.
Get to be there with my parents. I didn't live at home.
Ok, María Eugenia. Si yo repito lo que usted acabó de decir. I get too bitter. Eso suena, me volvería muy amargo.
Okay.
Y no es lo que dice. Aquí dice si me llevara mejor con mis papás. No si me volviera amargo. Porque no es bitter. Bitter es amargo. Es better, mejor. Otra vez. I get on better with my parents.
I had
No es het. No es het. Get.
I get on better.
Yes. With my parents.
With my parents if I didn't live at home.
Very good. Yes. María Eugenia. No puedo pensar en ninguna palabra en inglés que tenga G que suene como G, como J, si no es la G de gato en inglés solamente. ¿Ok? Get. Nunca jet, nunca het. Solo get. ¿Ok? La G es, creo que le llaman gutural porque es un sonido que sale de la garganta. Get. ¿Ok? Ok.
Gato.
Daniel, ¿qué me dice? Daniel, me parece que I think you were saying something. No? All right. Let's continue. By the way, Nicole, can you hear me?
Yes, ahora sí.
Ay, qué bueno.
Me tocó volverme a conectar y desconectar y volverme a conectar a otra computadora.
qué bueno que lo resolvió, aunque 2 horas después, pero qué bueno. All right, let's continue. I'm going to listen one more person so we can go to the break at 11, right? One more person. Who is this? Mercedes.
Okay, if I live on my own, I have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Excellent. Very good job, Maria Mercedes. No corrections. Maria Mercedes Villon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Teacher, you after the break,
I will continue checking.
Checking.
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay.
All right.
I record my video again.
That's great, Johnny. Thank you. I already, no, sorry, you disconnected. So you did the video again. That's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. All right. Boys and ladies, we are going to the break right now. So I'm gonna pause the recording and then we continue at 11:15. All right. You may turn off your cameras and go to the break. Please go to the bathroom, drink some water, and come back in 15 minutes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Let's get ready and continue checking the activity that we did on Flipgrid.
Mister, una consulta, disculpe.
Yes, Wilson, tell me.
El curso de inglés termina justamente la semana de feriado, que es el 12.
Let me see.
O sea, ¿el curso tiene 9 semanas o solo 8?
Ok. El curso, según el correo que todos recibimos por parte de Mr. Alfonso, dice semana 1 hasta semana 9, porque la semana 2 y 3 coincidieron con los feriados de Navidad y de fin de año. Entonces no tuvimos clases esos domingos. Por lo tanto, se nos agrega una semana más que coinciden con el día sábado 10 de febrero y domingo 11 de febrero.
Ok, mister. O sea, el examen oral sería el día sábado 11.
El sábado 10.
10. Ouch. ¿Hay la posibilidad de que algún alumno quisiera adelantar ese examen oral o lo pueda dejar para el domingo?
Yo pensaría que no. Y aquí el problema está en que la academia ahora, la parte del examen oral, no la evalúa el mismo profesor, lo evalúa otro profesor. Entonces los otros profesores reciben un cronograma o un calendario, no un calendario, sino como un horario en el que tienen que conectarse con los estudiantes de otro nivel a evaluar el oral. Entonces, eso es lo que usted tendría que hacer y eso sería en esa fecha, porque no pudiéramos comprometer a otro maestro a que lo haga en otro horario porque no estaría disponible.
Ok, mister, gracias.
All right. Boys and ladies, let's get started. Please turn on your cameras and let's continue working. We just have a few more videos to check. right? Getting ready. We're still missing some students. All right, before we continue, this is the third hour, so I need to take the attendance again. Ivan Almeida. Ivan Almeida, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, all
Okay.
right. Luis Andrade.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Mr. Luis, I need to insist with the camera. And I really don't want to keep insisting on that. So please
Yes,
follow the
teacher.
instruction.
Okay.
Wilson Arriaga.
Present, mister.
Thank you. Jorge Arroyo.
Present, mister.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cristina Carrasco. Cristina, no, Cristina se fue. Nicole de los Ríos.
Present.
Thank you. Cecilia.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. María Eugenia. No, I can't hear you, María Eugenia.
Present.
No, now I hear you. Thank you. Valeria Larrea.
Present.
Thank you. María de Los Ángeles.
Present.
Thank you. Marcos Merchan.
Present.
Thank you. Michelle Olaya.
Present.
Thank you. Andrea Sánchez.
Present, mister.
Thank you. Julisa Silva.
Present.
Thank you. Jordan Suárez.
Present.
Thank you. Johnny Tomalá. Johnny. Absent. Ronnie Tutiben. Ronnie, absent. Le saluda Jordan. Oh, Jordan, you sent me a message. Ok, ya le respondí.
Teacher, Johnny, present.
Yes,
I will-
Johnny, thank you. Adrián
Sorry.
Villamar.
Present.
Thank you. And María Mercedes.
Present.
Thank
Daniel
you.
Delgado.
Yes, Daniel, you're here.
Present.
Yes. Thank you, Daniel. All right.
Okay.
Boys and ladies, let's continue. So I believe we stopped with Mercedes, now Andrea. So we're just missing Andrea, Nicole, Daniel, Wilson, and Johnny. I know, but Johnny, yeah. I know, Johnny repeated. Right. Okay, let's keep going.
Number 1. If I live on my own, 80 had to pay rent. Number 2. Will you leave home if you have a job? Number 3. Even if I could afford it, I won't move out. Number 4. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do cleaning. Number 5. I'd get on the better with my parents if I did like I hope.
Okay, Andrea, open your microphone.
Yes, mister.
Read number 2.
Would you leave home if you got a job?
Okay, it's not hot. It's not hot a job. Remember, la letra G en inglés solo suena como G de gato. Okay, if you got a job.
if you got a job.
Okay. Now, read number 4 again.
If it were my flat, I'd be happy.
I'd be
to
happy. Very good. Because in the video you said something else.
Yes.
No, no sé qué dijo. I won't repeat it, but this time is correct. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea. Sanchez. Okay. Next.
If I lived on my own, I have a pool and a gym next to my house. Would you live home of your parents if you have all the money? Even if I could travel, I wouldn't because you must save money. If it were my dog, I would be asleep all day. I will get on better with my brother if he doesn't so hard and wouldn't be brave.
Nicole, what did you do? You were supposed to repeat exactly the text, but you change it.
Había entendido que eran hacer oraciones similares.
No, when the activity in Flipgrid says pronunciation, you only have to repeat. There's no production. It's only repetition because I'm checking pronunciation. That's it.
Ok, entonces vuelvo a grabar.
No, do it here. Do it here. Okay, read.
Okay. If I live on my own, I would have to pay rent.
Okay,
Would
it's not
you?
I would. You know it's I would, but the contraction is pronounced I'd. Not I would. Repeat.
I'd.
Yes.
I'd have to pay rent. Would
Yes.
you leave home if you got a job?
Yes.
Even if I could afford it, I would move out.
Okay,
If
Nicole, can you read it with a more natural pace?
yes,
Okay, try.
even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
Move out. All right,
Um,
Nicole, let's do something. You're speaking like a robot because you're speaking word by word, and that's not natural. In a natural pace, you connect words. Even if I could afford it, try it.
okay. Um, Even if I could afford it, I
Again,
wouldn't move.
repeat just like me, just like I do. Even if I could afford it.
Even if I could afford it, I
Okay,
wouldn't move
estuvo
out.
mejor. Estuvo mejor. That's better. But try to do it at the same pace. Don't make pauses between words. Even if I could afford it.
Even if I could afford it, I
Okay, you're
wouldn't
making
move.
pauses, little pauses, word after word. You're saying, even if I could afford it. That's like a robot. I'm not saying that. I'm making connections with another word. Even if I could afford it. Todo seguido.
Even if I could afford it,
There you go. Very good.
I
Again,
will I wouldn't move out. Even
again.
if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out.
I wouldn't move out.
Move out.
Move out. Okay. Number 4.
If I were
If
my
it.
flat, it 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 no, if it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
Yes. Number 5.
I get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Live.
Live.
Yes. If I didn't live at home. All right. Thank you, Nicole. Next.
Statement 1. If I live on my own, I'll have to pay rent. 2. Would you leave home if you got a job? 3. Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. 4. If it were my flat, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. 5. I would get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay, Daniel, very good, but I want you to repeat number 5. Number 5 doesn't say I would. It says I'd.
Yes, teacher.
Repeat.
And I going to read.
Yes.
And I'd get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you, Daniel. Next. Who's next?
Yes.
We're just missing a few students. Wilson.
Hi, number 1. If I live on my own, I have to my rent. Number 2. Would you live on home?
Wait, Wilson. Wilson, repeat, please. Number 1.
Okay. Okay. If I live on my own, I have to my rent.
Okay. ¿Dónde dice my? I'd have to
pay.
To pay
rent.
rent. No dice my. En el video también dijo my. Digo, ¿dónde está la M? Okay, let's repeat, Wilson. Thank you.
Hi, number 1. If I live on my own, I have to my rent.
Pay
number
rent.
2. Would you live on home if you got a job?
Yes.
Number 3. Even if I could afford it, I won't move out. Number 4. If it were my fault, I'd be happy to do the cleaning. Number 5. I get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
Okay, Wilson, repeat number 3 and number 5, please. Mr. Wilson? Yes?
Okay.
Can you repeat number 3 and number 5?
Yeah, number 3, even if I call A for X, I won't move out.
Wouldn't.
I wouldn't move out.
Out.
I wouldn't move out.
Again, number 3.
Even if I called A for X.
Afford it.
Afford it. I wouldn't move out.
There you go. Very good. Then number 5.
Number 5, I get on better with my parents.
With
my parents if I didn't live at home.
Not live, live.
Live at home.
Live at home. Repeat number 5.
I get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
All right, Wilson, thank you. In the video, you said I'd get on bitter. It's not bitter, it's better. Better, mejor. Bitter, amargo. So, nada que ver. All right, Wilson, thank you very much. Let's continue. Let's see what we're watching. Yes. No, Johnny.
If I live on my own, I would have to pay rent. Would you leave home if you got a job? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out. If it were my flat, I would be happy to do the cleaning. I would get on better with my parents if I didn't live at home.
If I didn't live at home. Okay. Johnny, that was good enough. I was thinking, yeah, this is the last one. Nobody else is missing. Let me check. Johnny. Ok. Cristina se fue. Michelle, no le califiqué. Michelle.
Ya, mi video ya salió.
Ok. Okay, so I'm just missing Cristina and Ronnie. That is good. Okay. Okay, guys, very nice. So I just want to give you like a heads up of what to expect for tomorrow. All right. I'm feeling that in level 6, many of you are not really speaking at natural pace. Now, simple structures, but natural. All right. So tomorrow, I am going to do reinforcement of a speaking assignment. We are not going to share the screen. We are not going to do an activity that the whole time. We are going to dedicate the first 1 or maybe 2 hours to do a conversation. All right, like a live forum, something like that. That's the idea. So we can practice more speaking. I feel that some of you really need to practice more speaking. All right, so we're going to focus on that tomorrow. Today, we need to finish the activities we have on Moodle. All right, so this is what we need to expect for today's assignment. We have Unit 7B. All right, remember, most of the activities will be done together in class as an interaction, but you need to keep them ready by the time we finish. All right, so this is an activity, this is a unit related with home. So maybe we can expect vocabulary related with houses and the rooms in the house and so on. All right, so we're going to start with grammar. As I already told you, we practiced first conditional at the first hour of today's class, but now we're going to check the second conditional. But before we get to the activities, we're going to read the grammar focus. All right, so let's check it out. 7B second conditional. Marcos.
Yes, mister.
Please begin.
If I had a job, I'd get my own flat. If David spoke good English, he could get a job in that new hotel. I could get on better with my parents if I didn't live with them. I couldn't do that job unless they paid me a really good salary.
All right, thank you, Marcos. As you can see, in this 4 examples, you can notice that in second conditional, We're gonna see why we write this way. But you can see that the structure has a condition written in past. That's very important. The condition is written in past. In the first conditional, the condition was written in present. Now it's in past. And not just that, but the consequence of that condition is not a future reference. It's an imaginary scenario. And that imaginary scenario has the word would. All right? Would or any of the variations, because it's not just would, it could be the word could, which also shows a possibility. All right? So those are the first things that we need to keep in mind. Let's continue reading. We have number 2 and number 3. Please, Mercedes. Maria Mercedes. Is she here? No? Jordan Suarez, please read number 2 and number 3.
If your sister were here, she's don't know what to do. If it was warden, we could have a swim. If it were your it
If
by
I were you.
if I were you, it buy a new computer.
I'd buy a new computer. All right, Jordan, thank you. So let's understand why we use second conditional. As you can see, point number 1, we use the second conditional to talk about a hypothetical or imaginary present or future situation and its consequence. So that's the key aspect of the second conditional. The first conditional is a condition. If this happens, this happens. So you make a connection, a real connection. But the second conditional, it's an imaginary situation. That's why we use it. So if I had a job, if I had in past, the condition is written in past. So we need to understand that the person does not have a job. It's an imaginary scenario. It's an imaginary situation. So we use the past simple after if and would or wouldn't and the infinitive in the other clause, in the consequence. All right? So that's the first thing we need to keep in mind. And this is the most common way for the second conditional, but there are other situations as well. So help me reading the next point, please, Maria Mercedes. We can also Maria Mercedes. No, I think she unplugged her audio. All right. Let me try now with Valeria. Valeria Larrea.
We can also use could instead of would in the other clause. After if we can use was or were with I, he, and she. We continue?
Yes, continue.
Okay. We often use second conditionals beginning if I were you, I'd to give advice. Here we don't normally use if I was you.
All right. Thank you very much, Valeria. So as we can see, there's another situation here. Oh, I have a message in the chat. I can't hear. Yes, I noticed. I noticed you couldn't hear. All right. So point number 2 is one of the most important rules in second conditional. You can use was or where. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the pronoun. You can use was, or were. Now, there's something additional to that. If you want to give a recommendation, you could use the form of second conditional, but normally you would use the word were. Like, if I were you, right? If I were you, it's a similar expression in Spanish. Si yo fuera tú, okay? Si yo fuera tú, and you give the situation, you comment on what you would do. So we interpret this as a recommendation. So you can follow the advice if you want it. If you're doing that form in English, you would say I were, if I were, no if I was, right? Although for grammar purposes, both of them would be correct. If I was you, if I were you. But if it is an advice, it's only where, right? Let's see the additional rules that we have over here. Johnny, first or second conditional?
Okay. First, what's ah, first of or second conditionals?
Yes.
If I have time, I will help you. This is a real situation. It's possible that I will have time first condition.
All right, so if the condition could happen, then it's first. If the condition is imaginary, it's second. All right, read the second part, Johnny. If I had time.
Okay. If I had time, I would help you. This is a hypothetical, imaginary situation. I don't actually have time. Second condition.
That is good. All right, thank you, Johnny. So this is what I wanted to share with you. These rules, now we can do the activities that are in Moodle, but let's see what happens with the second part, with the other clause, would or wouldn't. Daniel Delgado, help me reading, please. We also often
would and wouldn't infinity. We also often use would and wouldn't plus infinity without an if clause when we talk about imaginary situations. My ideal
holiday.
My ideal holiday would be a week in the Bahamas. I never buy a car as big as yours.
Thank you very much. So there are expressions in which you want to talk about imaginary situations, but there is no need of a condition. The condition is not important because the situation is still imaginary. So you simply use the word would. I would be. I'd never buy, and so on. If it's negative, it could also be. All right. So now that we know this information, I'm going to close these activities and we're going to start working on the grammar that we have over here. There we go. 100. All right. So the first activity starts with reading an article, apparently. That's what we're going to do. And we find the answer. How many of the people would like to leave home? All right, we simply have to identify the number. So let's start reading one by one. The first one, Viviane. Nicole, help me reading, please.
Hay unas letras que me salen. Ay, ya. If I had the money, I would move out immediately. All I want is somewhere that's my own, where I can do what I want, where I can have my own for furniture and pictures, where no one can tell me what to do. If I was my place, it, if it was my place, I'd be happy to do the cleaning and things like that. I will look after it, but at the moment it's just a dream because I can't find a job.
Thank you, Nicole. Very good. Would you say that this person wants to leave home? Yes or no?
No?
No? Well, the first phrase tells you, if I had the money, I would move out. The question is, how many of the people would like to leave home? Move out means that she wants to find another place. So, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, she wants to leave. So that's one. Let's check Marco. Oh, by the way, Vivian was from Montreal, Canada. The next one is from, where is this? Naples, Italy. Okay, I would like to hear Mr. Marcos. I'm perfectly happy.
Perfectly happy living at home. If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent, do the housework and the cooking. Here, my mother does my washing. She cleans my room, and of course, she cooks, and her food is wonderful. I have a nice room. I have my computer where I can watch TV. Why could I want to live? Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't move out, not until I get married.
All right. So the question is, does this person want to move out or not?
No, he doesn't want to move out.
He doesn't want to leave home, right? Okay, so Vivian does. Marco doesn't. Let's see the third one. Andrea from Australia. Right. Please help me reading Andrea's text. Maria Mercedes.
Okay. Um, it isn't that my parents aren't good to me. There are.
They
If
are.
they are. If they weren't, I wouldn't live with them,
Live
live
with
with
them.
them, live with them, but I just don't feel independent. I'm 29, 90, but I sometimes worry that if I come back very late after a night out, um, I'll find them still awake waiting up for me. It's never happened, but it really makes me want to move out.
Very good. All right, so would you say this lady wants to leave home or not?
Not.
She doesn't? You
Yes.
sure?
Yes, because she doesn't like that her parents uh, still awake waiting up for her,
Mhm. For her.
for her.
Yeah. But the last sentence is what makes me think.
It makes
It
me
still makes me want to move out. It's like she wants. She wants to leave,
okay. Yeah. Yes.
right? All
Right.
right, so that would be two. 2 out of 3. Let's see the last one. Thank you, Maria Mercedes. Now let's read Carlos from Valencia, Spain. Adrian, help me reading, please. I'd love.
Okay, I love to move out. To move out, I get on with my parents, but I think that I get on with them even better if I didn't like a home. My mother drives me Mac. It isn't her fault, but she does, and I really like to have a dog, but my mother is allergic to them.
Thank you, Adrian. Would you say this person wants to leave home or not? Does he want to leave home?
Uh, yes, she want to leave home, but he also wanna have a dog.
Uh-huh. All right. So that would make 3 out of 4. I'm going to write the answer 3, and let's see if that is correct. Yeah, that is correct. So everybody wants to leave home except for Marco. Marco is very comfortable at home. Now, this is an interesting question that people normally ask themselves, because in these countries like the US or Canada or European countries, many young people, they want to move out and be independent. But if we consider our Latin American culture, I would say that many people want to stay home, stay with their parents as long as possible. Would you say that is true? Let's start wondering about this. I would like to hear your opinions. What do you think, Ivan Almeida? Or what's your position on this topic? Would you like to leave home? Have you already?
I think that uh, you have to stay in the house of your parents until you you have uh, how you how maintain yourself for yourself with your with a job, mm, uh, have a solvence economic solvence for maintain your necessities. Uh, were you what I say? I think that.
All right. And what's your position right now, Ivan? Did you leave home already? Are you planning to?
No, I'm living alone now. I pay rent for my job, from my job.
All right.
And that's it.
All right. Thank you, Ivan, for sharing. Let me ask another person. Now I would like to hear a lady. Nicole, what's your position in this matter? Did you leave home already? Are you still living with parents? Do you want to leave?
I live with my parents, but I think that the extranger people live a young age, are independent because they work in a young age and um, live in live uh, independent.
All right. So when are you planning to leave home? Or do you want to stay with your parents forever?
No, I live in my home. Um, ¿Cómo diría? How do you say in um, unos años después?
For a few years
For
after?
a few years after,
After what?
because I after I uh, graduate of the university and I went to other country.
So you want to travel first?
Yes.
All right. All right, Nicole, thank you very much for sharing. Let's try now with another gentleman. Daniel Delgado, what's your position on this? Would you like to stay home with your mom for many years? Do you want to be independent very soon?
And I think mm, after I graduate, after I will graduate,
No, after I graduate. That is correct. Not will.
Okay.
No future.
I live in uh, uh, twice, un par de años.
A couple years.
A couple years with my parents.
Okay, that sounds good. And then you want to be independent.
Yes, I think save when I get a job and I save money to buy my own house.
To buy your own house.
Yes, teacher.
All right. That's a good plan. Thank you, Mr. Daniel, for sharing. Now
Yes.
I would like to listen to a lady, Maria Eugenia. Maria Eugenia, are you independent? Do you live with your parents?
I lived with my boyfriend. He is a doctor. He is traumatologist, and he has helped me. Independence is difficult. I had working since I was 18 years old. I pay for my students, and it's complicated.
It's complicated. But wow, I didn't, Maria Eugenia, I mean, you can come up with ideas very naturally. Pronunciation might be an issue, but you speak. No, you do. All right, Maria Eugenia, one more question. How long have you been away from your parents' house? How many years have passed?
Excuse me, repeat.
Yes. How many years have been since you left your house, your parents' house, I mean?
$22.
20. Okay, you were 22 years old. And how old are you now?
29.
29. So you have been away from home for 7 years now. 7 years. Is that right? I don't think you get my question.
Yes.
So you have been living on your own independently for 7 years. And now you have your boyfriend and you're living together with the boyfriend, but you left your parents' house at 22, right? Right?
What's my boyfriend's a year 8.
A year?
8. O
A,
sea,
a year 8. A year and 8 months.
Me independicé hace como 7
No.
años de
What
casa
are
de
you
mis
doing?
padres. Es que me confundí, profe, disculpe.
No, don't worry. But whatever you want to tell me in English. That's the point. The point is that you practice. It's not really about the conversation. So please share your ideas in English.
Yes.
All right, never mind. Thank you, Maria Eugenia. Let me try with another boy. 2 more people. 1 boy and 1 girl. Johnny, do you still live with your parents?
Yes, I still live with my parents.
And are you planning to be independent soon?
Yes, when I maybe maybe I graduate first. Yes, that is the first condition.
All right. Thank you, Johnny. Finally, Maria de Los Angeles. What's your opinion about this?
My opinion is that I want to be independent after then I graduate and I get a job. and my plan is to live with my boyfriend because
Mhm.
both of us study dentistry, and we want to put like an clinic.
Oh, nice.
And move together and buy a house and have our own family.
Very nice. That sounds like a very good plan, Maria de los Angeles. All right. All right. Thank you for sharing. Okay, boys and ladies, let's move on. So now we know what the topic is about, and we have been working on the second conditional. But in your case, some of you already have a first conditional in this situation. Like Maria de los Angeles, she's not saying if she leaves, she's talking about when she leaves. It's already in her mind. All right, it's not a possibility. All right, so now we have an additional article over here, the article who. All right. So we have some questions. It's the same text. Which of these four people is not happy living at home because of family conflict? Which of the four has a family conflict? Can you identify him or her? Who has a family conflict?
Carlos.
Carlos, right? Carlos has. All right, so we're gonna put Carlos over here. And let's continue. Who thinks his or her parents think of him or her as still being a teenager? Who do you feel is like a teenager?
Andrea.
Andrea is, right? Andrea, because their parents are still waiting late at night for her. Good parents, but it's something that she would like no longer to happen. Number three, who thinks that the advantage of living at home is not having to do any work?
Marco.
Marco, right? Because his mom does everything. She cleans, she cooks, her food is wonderful, so he doesn't want to leave home. How many Marcos are there in this room? Number four, who would like to be able to decorate his or her home in his or her own taste?
Vivian.
Vivian, right? She wants to have her own furniture and pictures. What is furniture, by the way? What is furniture? Anyone? What is furniture? Nobody?
Muebles.
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 Yeah, that's it. Very simple. Muebles. All right. Wait. Sorry. So Vivian is the one that would like to decorate and have her own furniture. All right, there we go. Thank you very much. So now we've done 1B, 1C, and we're just missing 1D. Look at the article and answer the questions. I believe it's the same article. Yes. So you can see that we have some questions. What tense is the other verb? Oh, they are in different order. So in the highlighted phrases, what tense is the verb after if? Every time you see the word if I had, if it was, if they weren't, if I didn't, if I lived. So if, and the tense is?
A situation that will probably have happen soon, the past simple.
All right, but it's only one. It's either the situation or past simple.
The past simple.
It's past simple, yes. Very good. So past simple, every time you write second conditional, the condition has to be in past simple. Don't forget that. So what tense is the other verb? The other verb is the one in the clause. If I had the money, that's the condition. I would move out. I'd be happy. I wouldn't leave. I'd have to pay. I get on with them. What tense is that?
The conditional form.
Which is would plus infinitive. All right. And all of these phrases in second conditional are imaginary situations or situations that will happen soon. What is it?
Situation that are imagining.
Yes, situations that they are imagining. Imaginary situation, imaginary scenarios. All right. There we go. We have the answers. And we may continue. So finally, the real grammar activity is over here. We need to identify whether the sentence is first or second conditional. All right, so let's check it out. There we go. All right. So we simply have to write the correct form of the verb. The verb is at the end in parentheses, so we can do it together. Let's begin with number 1. I would like to hear Cecilia.
Okay. And my kids will get up early if they didn't go to bed so late.
All right, very good. Cecilia and everyone else, as you can see, the condition if is in past. That means that we're talking about the second conditional. So the second conditional requires you to use the word would. My kids would, an infinitive. The infinitive means the same verb. My kids would get up earlier if they didn't go to bed so late. It's an imaginary situation because they always go to bed so late. All right, let's try another one. Thank you, Cecilia. Ivan Almeida, number 2.
Where will you live if you go to university?
Okay, question, Ivan, is this where will you live or where would you live?
Where will you live?
Where will. It's first conditional, right? Because the condition is in present, not in past. You see? If this was another one, like if you were, I'm sorry, yes, if you went to university, that's second conditional, it's imaginary. If you go, there is a possibility that you actually go. Where will you live if you go? Number 3, Jordan Suarez.
If you make dinner, I will do.
Yes, will do. Now, remember that in this platform, every time you can do a contraction, you should do it. I'll do, right? No escriban will do. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe now it's will. But normally it's a contraction. So let's work with the contraction. If you make dinner, I'll do the washing up. Will do. Very good, Jordan. So the condition is in present That means that the clause is in future. Number 4, Julissa.
Well, if you will you no if you lost
If
your
you
job,
lost,
you
like
lost your
this?
yes.
Okay. Julissa, look at the main clause. What will you do? Will. Will is future, right?
Okay, if you lose.
If you lose your job, what will you do? All right, that's correct. It would be the past if instead of will you had would. What would you do if you lost your job? But that's not the way it's written. It's will. So it's first conditional. Thank you, Julissa. And let's continue with number 5. Number 5, Michelle.
We will not have a dog if we didn't have a garden.
If we didn't have a garden. Very good. So we are using the clause with would. It's second conditional. So the condition is in past. Didn't have. Very good, Michelle. Let's continue. Now I would like to hear Wilson, number 6. Wilson Arriaga, number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6.
How will you get to work if you, well?
If you, well, ¿dónde dice well? Sell.
So.
If you sell your car. All right. Thank you, Wilson. As you can see, the condition is in present because the clause has the word will. So if it's future, it's first conditional, right? We're getting there. Very good. Number 7, Andrea. Read it, please.
Is waxing in the same way. Don't know. Good.
Yes, we will not. That is correct. But will not has a contraction. So we write we won't get, right? If we sit in the shade, we won't get sunburned. All right. Will not is correct, but will and not make won't. Okay, let's continue. Let me see. Jorge Arroyo, number 8.
If you could change one thing in your life, what is past?
It's past.
It's past. What could it be?
What could it be? I wouldn't use the word could. I would use the word would because you already use could here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is an instruction that says that you could change would for could. So maybe we're there, but I would write it this way because I don't think you are repeating the word. What would it be? All right, Jorge, thank you very much.
Teacher.
Yes, Daniel.
In the A, it is what did it be? Or is correct?
What would it be?
Y no puede ser what did it be.
What did? No, impossible. It has to be either will or would. What
Okay.
did? It's not possible because the only way you can use past is in the condition, and the condition is here.
Okay, okay.
Not in the clause.
I confused.
Don't worry. Number 9. Let's go after number 9. Valeria Larrea.
He won't be able to pay next month rent if he doesn't find a job soon.
If he doesn't.
Yes.
Because want is future, right?
Yes.
Careful with this. Many students tend to confuse the word want with wouldn't. He wouldn't be able. Entonces, here we would write didn't. But it's not wouldn't, it's won't. So it's still future. Will not. All right, thank you. And finally, number 10.
And doesn't find. No.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I missed that. Doesn't find. And number 10, I would like to listen this answer from Adrian.
Okay. If she have a job, she wouldn't stay out so late every night.
She wouldn't stay up. Careful with the
Stay up.
pronunciation. Wouldn't.
Wouldn't stay up.
All right. Let's see. Oh, we missed one. Ah, look at that. I told you. So sometimes it's the contraction, other times it's the full word. Now you know it's the full word. If you make dinner, I will do the washing up. All right. Keep in mind that it's the same thing. All right. Ready? Yes. Okay. So that was the grammar that we had for this activity. Then we already did the pronunciation in Flipgrid. All right. And at the end, we have, we just have this vocabulary, reading, and listening. That's it. And we can finish with these activities. All right. So now we are going after the vocabulary section. Let's see what we have here. And it's simply about the preposition. Wow. This one is interesting because prepositions will also follow some rules that we need to consider. All right. So is it in or on? For Spanish speakers, this is a challenge because both of them are in Spanish. In English, they are not the same. All right. So would you say that number 1 is in or on? Maria Mercedes.
I live in the country, surrounded by
Surrounded.
Surrounded by fields.
All right, Maria Mercedes, what is country?
País.
Yes, but no.
Oh, okay. Como el campo.
El campo. Yes. Ajá. Okay, so very good. Remember that. Country, país, pero country también es el campo. So, yo vivo en el campo rodeado de campos, fields. All right. Number 2, Jordan Suarez.
I live the outside of Oxford. I live on the outskirts.
The outskirts.
Outskirts of Oxford, about 5 miles from the center.
Yes. What's outskirt?
Mm, ni idea.
It's like far from the city, in the outskirts, like in the perimeter of the city. That's the outskirt. It's a similar expression to what we have in Spanish when we say las faldas del volcán Pichincha. No que el volcán tenga falda, pero es una parte del volcán, right? So they have a similar expression in English for a different place. It's the outer part of the city. So it's still Oxford, but it's far from the center. That's the outskirt. All right, number three. Number three, let me see. Daniel.
Teacher. I live in a village.
Aha, in a village. What's a village?
Village, pueblo.
Un pueblo, very nice. Very nice. Village, pueblo. In British English. In American English, pueblo is town.
Centro comercial.
El village, of course, Daniel. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Number 4. Let me see. Johnny.
I live in Alderwood, a small town on the east coast.
On the East Coast. What's the East Coast?
La costa este.
Aha, very good. Okay, Johnny, thank you. Another person, Maria Eugenia, number 5.
Okay. I live on the second floor of a large block of flats.
A large block of flats. What are
A large
flats?
block of flats.
What are flats?
Como viviendas.
Yes, but not exactly.
Es como bloques, porque a ver, es bloques de viviendas o de edificios, no sé.
Exacto, sí. Cambian apartment, right?
Apartments. Yes, flats
Yes.
are apartments. Es como nosotros le decimos en Ecuador departamento, ¿verdad? A una vivienda dentro de un edificio. Y en España le dicen piso. ¿Se ha escuchado que le dicen piso? Yo alquilo un piso. Bueno, así lo dicen en España. Yo alquilo un piso de 2 dormitorios. Ok. Y en inglés británico, que también es el inglés europeo, le dicen flat, no le dicen apartment. Okay, entonces large block of flats means like you have many different departments in the same place. All right. And number 6, Mr. Jordan Suarez.
I live in Croydon, a suburb of London, about 10 miles from the city center.
Very good. What's a suburb?
Suburbios.
El suburbio. I don't think it's the same thing in Spanish.
En Spanish es suburbio,
Pero no significa lo mismo.
No,
¿verdad? Porque si yo digo yo vivo en el suburbio.
No, suburbio en parte es como decir ciudadela, algo así.
Aha, very good. It's like in English, the idea or the concept of a neighborhood. So you have a neighborhood that it's only residential, you only have houses, right? People don't work in the suburb, people work in the city. And the city, you have large buildings. That's the concept of a city. And the suburb is out of the city. That's a suburb. And it's not the same like in Spanish. Si yo digo yo vivo en el suburbio, no es que estoy alejado de la ciudad. Estoy ahí en el núcleo de la ciudad, donde pasa todo. That's the suburb. So it's not the same. This would be like the neighborhood, the private neighborhood in Villa La Costa, in San Borondon, right? That's the suburb. All right, that's it. Let me finish the attempt. And I want you to see that there are certain situations in which you use the word in and others the word on. Like if you're talking about a very specific position, geographic position, you use on the outskirts of Oxford, on the East Coast, on the second floor. You use on for very specific position, geographic position. If you're talking about the general terms, in the country, in the city, in a village, so you are part of it, you use the word in. All right, something that you still need to consider. All right, let's continue. We have another activity over here based on this vocabulary. Now we're matching the words with the pictures. All right. So, as I told you, we're talking about home. So parts of the house will have different names, of course. And that's what I want you to identify. So if you can tell me the number, you don't have to go in order. 1, 2, 3. No, you can tell me whatever. Like number 5 is this. Number 4 is that. So please tell me. Everyone can participate.
Number 1 is chimney.
All right, number 1 is chimney over here. Chimney. All right, thank you. Can you identify any other?
Top floor is number 1.
Number 1 in the first picture is the top floor. All right, thank you. Another one?
Number
Balcony
two.
is number 2.
Balcony is number
Balcony,
2.
2.
All right, thank you. Another one.
Number 3, entrance.
Number 3 is the entrance. All right, very good. Another one.
Number 5 is basement.
All right,
Basement.
number 5 is basement.
Number 3, terrace or patio.
Aha, the terrace or the patio. Yeah, it's not patio. This is not Spanish. This is still English. They call it patio.
But
Number 3, the patio. Where are the children? They are playing in the patio.
Number 6, wall.
Number 6 is?
Wall.
Number 6 is wall. Oh, right, that's a wall. I thought it was like a way to walk. Number 6. It's
Number
a wall.
7 is gate.
Number 7 is?
Gate.
Gate, like Bill Gates. Gate. All right, another one.
Number 5 is pat.
Number what?
Number 5.
Number 5 is
pat.
Number 5 is patio.
Pat.
But they already, path.
Path.
Number 5 is the path. All right.
Number 2 is roof.
Number 2 is the roof. Right? Number 2 is the roof. What else? You're missing both number 4s.
Steps. Number
Steps.
4.
But remember, it's not steps. ¿Cómo es?
Step.
Steps. Very good. Steps. And the first picture, number 4?
Ground floor.
The ground floor. Very good. All right, let's see if this is correct. Hopefully it is with the position of the numbers. There we go. All right, we got it correctly. This is the second vocabulary activity we did today in chapter 7b. All right, So now we have a chance to work on our reading assignment, and we still have 2 listening activities. So we can either do this because we still need to have some time working on Alticia today. So I think today we are just going to finish with the reading. Tomorrow we can work on the listening that we're missing, so we can have chance to do Alticia. All right.
Teacher.
Yes, tell me.
I have to leave because
You told me.
what?
You told me, don't worry.
Thank you, mister.
You're welcome. All right. Where's the reading? There's no reading here, just pictures. Look at the photos of Tchaikovsky's house. By the way, does anyone know who Tchaikovsky is? Anyone? Tchaikovsky?
A reader.
A writer, you meant?
A writer.
Tchaikovsky. I thought it was a musician. All right, we will see. Maybe in the reading we will see what it is about. So, oh, but this is which do you think? So no, we should do the reading first. Because if we put what we think and it's wrong, then you're gonna get a bad grade. All right, so Tchaikovsky over here. Tchaikovsky's house. In 1885, Tchaikovsky wrote to a friend, "These days, I dream of settling in a village not far from Moscow." By the way, Moscow, Russia, right? Where I can feel at home. All right, let's begin reading this first paragraph, please. I would like to hear Andrea Sanchez. First, he rented.
First, rented a small house in the village.
In the village.
Village of Maidano. But I don't know, was too full of story is the summer and the
Tchaikovsky.
Because had too many visitors when the walk he wanted was space and cute. Eventually,
Eventually,
he found food. The person home in the small town on the cliff. It was 85 kilometers northwest on the Moscow in the Hague living there until this day on 6 November. It is the place where Hague grown is last major work.
His major work.
His last major work. His symphony for the painting.
The Sixth Symphony.
His Sixth Symphony for the painting, as they is sometimes called.
Okay. The pathetic. That's the word. Maybe it's French. All right. Thank you. So that's the first part. Now we can agree that Tchaikovsky was a musician, right? He was a composer. All right. What else do we have? The rest of the text is here. Continue reading, please. Johnny.
His writing desk where he wrote letters every morning after breakfast is at the end of the room, but the place where he composed music was in the bedroom of a plain, unpainted table overlooking the garden.
Did you read everything?
Oh, the ah, oh,
It's a gray wooden house.
wooden house with a green roof. The Tchaikovsky's servant
Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky servants Alexei live on the ground floor, and the kitchen and dining room were on the first floor. That shows himself live on the second floor. The sitting room and study where his piano is located in the largest room in the house, and there is a fireplace and a bookcase with his music books.
All right, and you read everything else, so don't worry. He's describing his house, and that means that we should be able to answer the first part. So we're talking about the place where he lived. Where's the place where he lived?
The garden.
The garden.
Yes.
Right. So number one. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's a different place. Number one, the place, his favorite place. He's talking about the house. The place where he wrote letters and the place where he composed, two different places. All right. His writing desk where he wrote letters. So we know that there must be a desk. Is that picture 2 or 3?
Number 3.
Number 3 is it shows you a desk, right? Number 3, the place where he wrote letters. So number 2 should be the place where he composed. Let's see if this is correct. Nope, it's not correct. So we have the opposite. The place where he wrote letters was number 2. And that's a desk as well, apparently. And the place where he composed was number 3. So please keep track of these answers. There's no way we could do it unless we test it. So now you know. Over here, we have some vocabulary words on the top. We are going to check them after we finish reading. But the place where he composed music was his bedroom on a plain, unpainted table overlooking the garden. Right? In his final years, continue reading, please, Daniel Delgado.
In his final years, Tchaikovsky, great love was his garden. It was not a tidy English-style garden, but more like a forest. He adored flowers, particularly lilies of the valley. Valley. And after his death, his brother Modest, who had decided to turn the house into a museum, planted thousands of lilies of the valleys around the garden.
In 19, no, sorry. Yeah, that's the end of the paragraph. Let's continue, Mr. Miss Michelle. In 1917,
Mm, repeat, please.
Oh, I'm
What
just asking
are
you to read. In 1917, after the Bolshevik Revolution,
in 1917, after the Bolshevik Revolution, anarchists
anarchist
name anarchists named
Doroshenko
Doroshenko lived there with his family. People say that he fired shots at the portrait
of
of
Pope
Pope Innocent,
Pope
Pope
Innocent,
Innocent hanging, hanging,
hanging
hanging in one of the bedrooms. He was finally arrested
arrested
in April
April
and April, and the house
became
became the proper
property
property of the state.
of the state. All right. So interesting. His final days, he had a bunch of lilies planted by his brother, but then suddenly one guy went and lived there with the family to do terrible things until he was arrested. Since 1958, finish reading, please, Maria Mercedes.
Okay, since 1988, the winners of the annual International Tchaikovsky competition have all been invited to come to Klein to play his piano. And there is a traditional that each musician
Musician.
plants a tree in the garden in the hope that, like his music, it will remain beautiful forever.
Forever. All right. Very nice. That's a nice story. All right. So Tchaikovsky has some kind of house that is also a museum, and it's an important place for Russian musicians. So from these vocabulary words we have, which of them talks about things being in good order?
Tidy.
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 You read it, Daniel. Tidy. Oh. Tidy. All right. Number 2, stay or continue. That's a verb.
Remain.
Remain. All right. Remain. Having a view of. Having a view of.
Overlooking.
Overlooking. All right. Hey, what happened here? Remain. All right. Fixed to a wall with a cord.
Hanging.
Hanging. Very good. A cord means cuerda. 5, make something become. Make something become.
Turn into.
Turn into. Very good. Turn into. Without a pattern or decoration.
Plain.
Plain. All right. Something that is owned by someone.
Property.
The property. Very good. All right. And finally, a piece of furniture with shelves to keep books in.
Bookcase.
The bookcase. All right. There we go. Those are the vocabulary words of this unit. Let's finish the attempt. And that's it. All right, we got the answers for this activity. Boys and ladies, with this, we would finish the Moodle assignments for today. I am going to write them down in the WhatsApp group so you keep track of the things that we have been doing today. Tomorrow we finish the other activities. And right now, I need you to take advantage the of the time to work on Alticia. All right. Our next threshold is 50%. All right. 50%. So make sure you finish 50% by the end of next week. But right now, let's get started on that. All right. We're working on Alticia in this moment. Is Nicole here? Nicole?
Yes.
Yes, Nicole, you haven't entered Alticia.
I will be working.
All right, please get started with this because you don't have anything in Alticia. All right, Cecilia, please, working on Alticia too. Daniel Delgado, Ronnie's not here. María de Los Ángeles.
Teacher, and you check the activity I mentioned in the in the
Yes,
message.
let me do that right now. Unit
Yes.
7. Let me see. Oh, Daniel, the problem is the space. Apparently,
But
you have double space in between one of the words.
I don't understand.
This. This is your answer, Daniel. Now,
Yes.
look at this. You have exactly the same text. The problem is not the text. The problem is this. Between physical education, you have 1, 2 spaces. The extra space is a wrong answer. Over here,
But
the
it's
same.
correct.
Yes, Pero es que la plataforma no lee lo que usted dice. La plataforma compara el texto que debe estar escrito y lo que usted escribió. Y si usted se pasa con un espacio o le pone un punto extra al final, la plataforma se lo va a calificar como malo. Porque no es una plataforma que revisa lo que lee, sino compara lo que se supone que debe estar escrito versus lo que usted escribió. Y tiene doble espacio. Yo no entiendo por qué tiene doble espacio.
Se me fue un espacio, pues.
Bueno, pero en las dos sucedió eso, Daniel. Mire, aquí también hay dos espacios. Voy a ponerle bien, Daniel, pero ya le digo, no es error de la plataforma, hay un error de tipeo en el texto. Ahí está.
Good
Mister,
teacher.
Mister.
Yes?
I I actually I had the same problem with the other side, but when I think that my problem was the final point. Also, I think
Adrián.
yes, because I put 1 point on the end, so I so
You put a point at the end. Exactly, that's
mhm.
the problem. All right. Let me change it. All right, Adrián. Está corregido.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome.
Teacher, we have to end the activities of the unit.
Yes, no, but not the unit. I am going to write the activities that we have done today. Do only what we did today, nothing else.
Teacher, for the Alticia uh, check of the progress is for the next week.
For next week, Sunday. Every 2 weeks we do it.
Mister, about the workbook activity, do we need to finish this or no?
What, Adrian? Repeat, please.
About the workbook activities, do we need to finish that or it's not necessary?
The workbook activities. We
Yes.
only did 2 vocabulary and 3 grammar.
Okay.
That's it. Don't work on anything else. We're gonna leave that pending.
Oh yeah, Mister. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, it's written in the WhatsApp group, so you keep track of the things that we did today. Please complete those activities and make sure you also take advantage of the time to work Alticia, right? And that's it. That's it. I will be checking some of the activities that some of you are asking me to correct. I'm erasing these attempts because I told you we were not doing pronunciation yet. I don't know what you did them. I'm erasing this. All right, guys, that would be it for today. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
I miss you.
teacher.